Welcome, amazing agents from across the country. Today is Thursday, May 11th, 2017, and this is Mastermind call number 125. So we really very much appreciate y'all taking the time to be here today. We try to keep this at 30 minutes, but we welcome any and all questions, comments, anything you want to share, anything you want to deal with. Just hit *6 and hit 1, and you'll get put into the queue. Before I go around the horn, if any of you happen to be going to the NAR mid-year conference in Washington, D.C. next week, we will be there. We will be in booth number 826, which is directly across from the NAR area. So please come by and if you're going to be there anyway, come by and let us put a face to the name and the voice.
And we're right across from the free bar.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of an accident when they break out the free bar every night. It's right across from us. So, yeah, good opportunity to talk to us while you wait in line for a drink. So we'd love to meet you face to face if you're going to be there. We also there's a number of events that we attend every year, about a half a dozen, and if they're not already posted in our website, they will be soon. Just go to the alltheleads.com and check hit the calendar tab, and then all the upcoming calls, mastermind calls, role play calls, and events that we are going to attend will be posted there, so you can put it in your calendar and make sure you come by and visit us. I'll go around the horn with my partners. Tim, anything you want to share with the group this week?
It's a beautiful day in sunny Florida, and I think hopefully those of you who have seen some pictures come in over the last week or so, some of y'all still got snow last week. Hopefully that's just about over, and you're at least kicking spring pretty hard at this point, and we certainly are here. It's already kind of hit summer for us, and we're anxious to keep moving and do well. It's been a tremendous year so far, and our customers are doing well, and we're doing well, and we got a lot of good things that we're working on to make life better for all of us, and we'll continue to do that. Thanks for being here.
And, Tim, I have to add to that. Most of you know I was an active real estate coach for about 10 years. It amazes me how way too many agents decide it's summertime, I'm going to take a couple months off, or it's the holidays, I'm going to take some time off. When everybody else is not working, that's what you guys should be hitting it hard. So, this is a great time of year to revise your mid-year goals, set some new goals and finish the year strong. You don't necessarily have to take a long vacation. Take a lot of short ones, but just because the kids are out of school doesn't mean you need to take a break. Chad, anything from a coaching perspective that you'd like to share?
Yeah. So I scheduled Probate Mastery for the 15th, 17th, 19th, and then realized I was going to be in D.C. and I don't trust anything in D.C., but I don't trust the internet at the convention. So I've actually moved those dates. I'm going to try a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're doing the May 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and we'll do it 3 days consecutively at 2 p.m. Eastern. We've got several people in the class. If you want to register for Mastery, you should have saw an email, I think, maybe yesterday. And there will be one more, but you can always do it by logging into the subscriber portal and clicking on Probate Mastery, or going to All the Leads under the System, Education and Training, and click there. So we'll try a little change in format because of some calendar conflicts, but it should be good.
Excellent. And I always feel compelled to share with the group, the fast track videos are Probate 101. That's basically what you need to get started and call the executors. The mastery training, if you have any intention of reaching out to the attorneys, it's really a must because you'll be able to speak their language. And just from a statistical point of view, every time we look at our numbers, we're amazed. The agents that take mastery are far more likely to still be with this program a year later than the ones that don't. So it's not anything you have to take to get started, but at some point, if you've been doing this a month or two and you want to take it to the next level, the mastery course is really, really good. And any of you that have taken it before, you are an alumni and you have a lifetime pass, you can come back and take it again and again. Tom, I know you outlined last week, you outlined your new reach out, basically training program that you're offering, reaching out to the clients. Anything you want to add this week?
No, just a reminder that, I will be contacting the majority of our customers and just trying to see how you're doing on your marketing plan and campaigns, and with the objective of making sure we're doing everything we can to make you successful. And I'll be doing that over the next several months, and we're always here to support you.
And if you need anything in the meantime, you guys, we always mention this. We have 4 partners and we have a half a dozen employees now. The quickest way to get help with any aspect of anything we offer, just send an email to support@alltheleads.com. Be very specific about what you need help with. We all read that, and the best person to help you will usually get back to you very, very quickly. I think our average response time is less than 20 minutes. So you know where to find us, and we want you to reach out. We want to help you as much as we can to, not just give you leads and data, but turn the leads and data into deals. That's what we're here for. We have 3 people in the queue. We have room for plenty more. Again, *6 and hit 1, and we'll take you one at a time. First person up, phone number ending in 0883. I think I recognize that name. You're up.
Jim Forsythe. How you doing, Jim?
I knew it. Jim's a repeat offender. Welcome back, Jim.
Absolutely. And really just wanted to touch base. I talked with Bud last night that you'd referred me to, and a very good call. But just if anybody has any suggestions for a newbie and in getting started, I'm going to be working some old leads I got from you last year initially, and just glad to be back on the call and going to get this thing rolling as quickly as possible. If anybody's got any suggestions for someone just getting started.
All right, Chad. Anything you want to share with Jim from just getting the show on the road again? One.
Well, I mean, the best place to start, and I don't remember when you left and came back, but we have redone Probate Fast Track, and it's a lot more efficient and has a lot better information now. So if you haven't gone through the new Probate Fast Track, make sure you do that first. It's only about 38 minutes worth of videos. So go through that. The quality of these calls and the role play calls it's exponentially increasing. If you go back through the role play calls, being that you have seasoned data or historical data, I think it would be beneficial for you to, listen to some of the recent role play calls, get good at starting those conversations and make those calls. I mean, there's probably, Jim and I have both listed tons of houses a year or 2 away from the probate filing, so there's still business in those older lists. So, I mean, the best thing you can do is sharpen your phone skills, and, using the role play calls and listen to these mastermind calls is a great place to get better at that.
Okay, I was talking to Tom just a little bit earlier, and it's exactly what he had suggested as well. So getting it from both of you sounds good.
And Jim, I really appreciate you coming back. If I could beat you up a little bit, we see this happen more often than we would like. Somebody will come for a couple, 3 months, and they're expecting gangbuster results. This is like any lead source. It's a cumulative effect. And we have a lot of people like yourself that'll take a break, and then all of a sudden the results from what you've done start to produce, and you end up coming back. So I would just say stick with it. Stick with it this time. Make at least a 90-day commitment that you're going to follow the program. Send the letters, follow up with the phone calls, and like Chad said, it's a cumulative result. You'll have some people be ready to do something right away. You'll have people that'll call you 3, 4, 5, 6 months, a year later, and pull your letter out and say we're finally ready to do something. So let that work in your favor this time, and we really appreciate you coming back.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, excellent, Jim. Thank you. We got 4 more people in the queue. Phone number ending in 4605. You're up.
Yeah, it's Brian Steller. How's it going today? Hey,
excellent.
I just first time to the call. Just trying to get an understanding of what's in the call. I understand the probate piece. It appears that it's direct marketing for probate leads. You guys just mentioned a website, support it, is it allbeliefs.com? Is that what you guys said?
All the leads, ALLTHELEADS, alltheleads.com.
Say that one more time for me. I'm sorry.
Support at alltheleads.com. LEADS.
All the leads. All right.
Yeah, you don't want to call all the leaks. We don't need that. Yeah,
no,
alltheleads.com.
I got you. Okay. I'll go there. Is there a website to get the fast track and the video?
That is our website, alltheleads.com.
That is. Okay, perfect. And then yeah, one more quick. I think I'm good for now. I appreciate picking up the invite to the call and listening to see what's going on.
Come back in a couple months and start sharing your listing success stories with us, please.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. We got 4 more people in the queue. Next up, I recognize this name, phone number ending in 3689. You're up.
Hi, this is Leroy in Arizona. Calling again. I want to first of all compliment you guys again by what I hear and what I see. I'm an old guy that has a lot of years of experience in sales training and doing things like this, and everything I've seen and heard here so far is very impressive, and I'm looking forward to getting into it, but I'm traveling so I can't really get started for a few days. I just got my first list of leads, and I have a quick question. What might the situation be when both the personal representative and the decedent have addresses in a state far away from where I'm located and where the leads are, and no real estate shows up in the assessor's records for the decedent? What causes a probate to be opened here when they don't have any real estate here?
A probate is about the estate, not necessarily just the real estate. So it could be cash, it could be stock portfolios, coin collections, cars. I mean, anything. It's probate is it's actually more about liabilities than it is about assets. So it's the government's way of making sure they get their part and that the liabilities are settled, and then the administration costs are paid, and then finally you distribute the assets. So you never know what all could be in the estate. There could be, Jim has a great story about a multi-$1,000 Lionel train collection. And those are things that, are listed on the list of assets. So the fact that if they're out of town, they could own real estate somewhere else. Unless you look at 3,143 sets of county records, you don't know if they own real estate or not. Because they could own vacation homes, or they could have, moved there late in life and just rented and left their the homes that they owned vacant as vacation properties. You just never know. So the best practice is pick up the phone and ask good questions and see if there's any way you can provide value. And maybe there is, maybe there's not. But if they're out of town and they haven't, that they're out of town and that they have an estate they need to settle. Even if there's no real estate, you can hopefully help them by getting them to your financial advisor or somebody who can, if there's life insurance involved or stock portfolios, people who can give them advice on how to handle those and move them over.
Yeah, Leroy, I had one, my own experience. I had one that the probate was filed in Broward County because that's where the gentleman passed away and where most of his assets were. But he actually, no real estate showed up in Broward County, but he actually owned 6 properties in Dade County, where he came from, which was the adjoining county. So you can't, like Chad said, you can't automatically assume anything. And also, if you happen to get someone, he may have moved and lived out his last days with relatives in another state. If you happen to get an executor that's local, always ask the extra question, even if the real estate sold or there isn't any, now that, the estate's settled, do you have any plans on upgrading the home you live in or maybe buying some investment property? Remember, you're talking to someone who, on average, just inherited a couple $100,000. So you never know where that lead is going to lead or what it could lead to. So I'd still reach out to them, make the call, and make the contact.
Thank you. Good answer. I appreciate it. I have one more question.
Sure.
I have a real estate license in 2 different states, and I'm obviously not able to be both places at once. So I could end up with my connections in the other state getting some probate leads or just leads of one kind or another. Can I add a prospect to my mailing campaign with you, even though I'm not working with you in that state?
Yes, you may upload an edited list to do the mailings with if you wanted to go do that. We allow you to create a custom mailing list. You can add to or subtract from the data that we give you, and you can also add additional information to that. We'll mail whatever you want to do.
Terrific. That goes along with what I said about what a great system you're developing. Thank you. That's enough.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Leroy. Appreciate it. All right, we have two more people in the queue, guys. We have room for several more. Again, hit *6 and hit 1. Next up, phone number ending in 2510. You're up.
This is Frank.
Hey, Frank. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, pretty good. Hey, my question's regarding the CRM format that we've got with ATL. I go through it. I got 60 entries, and there's a good share of them are either no real estate, and that's confirmed by the personal rep, or they're not selling. Okay, they're going to keep the real estate in the state. And what I'd like to do is be able to get those archived and get it out of the queue of the other ones so I can more efficiently go through the leads and call them. It's a way of doing it.
Yes, and Tim, you're probably the best one to answer that, or Chad.
Well, I think what you're asking for is you want to be able to delete them. And to date, we've not given anyone the ability to delete because the data's stuff that you've paid for. You can Go ahead. You want to say something?
I'm not looking to delete them. I'm looking to take them off the active list and put them in a file, inactive.
I understand. I got that. I'll restate then. You just simply don't want to see them unless you want to go back and look at them somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah, I got that. It is a feature request that we have, and we are considering trying to do some other stuff to add additional value to the CRM, and certainly I will add your thoughts to that request.
Okay. Then the next question would be, when I go in, right out of the gate, I organize according to ascending zip codes in my county. And I got to do that every time I go into the group of leads. And I'm wondering if there's a way of going in and locking it in that it's, that's the order to go in.
No.
Are you talking about a sort order? Are you talking about the sort order? Is that your point?
I'm saying it basically organizes the leads by county.
By representative.
By community in the county, by zip codes alone. I've got probably 20 zip codes, and having them organized, I can also very quickly discern whether they're more profitable or more potential than the others.
Right.
So
right. I understand.
By default, Frank, we're simply sorting it by the personal representative's last name alphabetically. We try to design a CRM that will serve hundreds of people. We also try to make it really easy to do things like you. So all you have to do is click on the arrow and it resorts your list the way you're requesting. I think that the vast majority of our users use the name sorting, like the ascending name sort, more often than they use an ascending zip code. So it's not likely something that would benefit everybody. It's just you can click that arrow. We try to make it as easy as possible for people to customize things. The other thing, you're using the status column, so when you mark somebody no real estate or already sold, not selling, then you do the same thing. If you just sort by that, then it will lump all those into their own part of the list, and you can just ignore them. So we don't, you don't have to make major technology changes to accomplish what you're looking to do right now.
Okay. Last thing is if you have more than 50 leads and you're going to the leads on the second page and you want to go to the next one, not necessarily with the arrows, but to look and see what's on that page for the next one, it always ends up going right back to the first lead. It doesn't, stay on that page.
Partner, how about we help you by looking at this maybe with you more directly rather than try to go over this on the phone? This is really, you've got some customer support kinds of things I think we need to help you with. I mean, the system will do the things that you need to do, and I think if you don't mind, I'll be happy to give you a call as soon as this is over, and let's see if we can help you individually get through some of the challenges that you're having.
Okay.
All right, excellent. Perfect.
Hang on. Before you hang up, I need to know who it is.
I heard you. It's Frank Pierce, P-E-A-R-C-E.
Okay. I will give him a call. All right, good enough.
Okay, perfect. Next up is phone number ending in 4322. You're up.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Anthony out of Maryland. And
welcome.
3 quick questions. One, when I make my phone calls and I leave voice messages, and I'm not always at my desk, I leave, and then I end up, when I'm out with someone or just out, I get, they call me back. So how can I take notes or have, some type of reference to know that, I know who I'm talking to, and I'm not sounding, they say, hey, I'm returning your call. So what can I, what types of notes can I take?
You're saying if someone blindly calls you back and you're not at your desk?
Yes.
I carry a steno book everywhere I go so I can grab it. And don't try to get so specific, like, just say, listen, I call a ton of people every morning. Forgive me, but okay, what was your name again? Okay, and you were calling about which estate? Okay, perfect. Well, let me ask you a few, and then just ease into the, ease into the question. I learned this early in my prospecting career. The more I tried to know before the phone rang, the more nervous I was, and the worse job I did. So if you can just relax and let the questions fill in the blanks, and just have something with you while you're out there to write. I mean, you know what you need to know. And then
okay.
When you get back, you can take your notes and then look in your CRM and figure out who the heck you were talking to if you
okay.
if you didn't get that deep in the conversation. But I can't stress that enough. Like, the more you focus on who is this, when did I call them, what did I say, like, the more nervous you get, and you get marble mouth, and your whole sales process kind of goes out the window, or mine did. And when I learned to relax and just say, okay, somebody wants to talk to me, let's find out who it is and why they called.
Okay.
It was a much smoother conversation.
Okay. Hey, my next question is, I had a young lady, she called me back, but she told me both parents have passed away. The unemployed 37-year-old brother still lives in a house, does not want to sell the house, and does not want to get out of the house. And I'm trying to convince her to talk to him to sell the house, because if they lose it, then they get nothing. But if they sell it, she wants to sell it. So what is another convincing way to try to talk to her, talk to him, or something?
So I think I might have missed a key point there. Is there a mortgage on the house that's not being paid?
There is a mortgage on the house, and she didn't tell me if she was paying it or who was paying it, but there is a mortgage. And
okay, does she want to sell the home?
She wants to sell the home, but he is not allowing her in the home, and he doesn't have a job.
Who's the personal representative?
She is.
Okay. Is he a co-executor, or is he named as an heir in the will?
I didn't ask her a question about the will. Maybe I should have. I can call her back and ask her. But she said she got the sheriff's department involved to get him kicked out.
Okay.
So I didn't want to go too deep without, trying to. What should I do?
So here's what I would want to know. Who's making the mortgage payment, and has it been made?
Okay.
When she got the sheriff's department involved, was that for an unlawful detainer? Like, did she file for an unlawful detainer and do it the right way, or did she just call the cops, not understanding the system?
Well,
what was the result of that when the police showed up? Did they post a note on his door or tell him he was going to be removed, or did they say your sister called and there's really nothing we can do?
They served him with an eviction notice. That's what she told me. And so
okay,
they wait for him. She have until June to get out. Okay.
Well, then most of the work is already done. I would just, you need to know that the mortgage is being paid. You can put the home on the market, whether he's in there or not. It's going to be a really challenging sale. The best thing you can do here, and if it sounds like she's not on speaking terms with the brother, is that right?
Right, that's right.
Is there any money in the estate that she has to invest in the property?
No.
Okay.
She just wants to sell it, and she didn't. I told her.
Does she plan to, when she disperses assets, does she plan to give him any of the proceeds? Is he on the will?
She does plan on giving him money.
Okay.
She just said he was very upset because she's trying to sell the property, but he doesn't have a job, and he's been living with her. He's been living with the parents the entire life, and I haven't heard this on any role play calls yet, so I'm just kind of stuck.
No, I mean I would talk to her and say, listen, I'm going to play good cop, bad cop, and I'm going to go meet with your brother. Are you cool with that?
Okay.
And she's already the bad cop. So you can step in and be the good guy and say, listen, man, I know this sucks, and your sister is, whether I'm involved or not, she's moving forward with this. But
okay.
I can help you get set up with a moving company. I can help you find a place to live, and we can make this a much more pleasant transition for you, because it's happening. So it can happen with my help, and I'll make sure you're taken care of, or it can happen more like a steamroller experience, and you're going to get thrown on the front lawn in handcuffs, and she's going to do what she's going to do anyways. And that's certainly not what she wants. I talked to her. This is not easy for her, but let me help you. And
Chad, when he offers to do that, you might as well tell the sister, hey, I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and get the property listed. Why not get a commitment from her? Yeah.
But and if the reason I ask if there's money in the estate, ideally you would show up with a cashier's check and something to sign and notarize, or something along those lines. If he doesn't have money to move, that's one of the big challenges in these situations. Like, they have all this stuff, a lifetime worth of stuff in this house, and it's just overwhelming because he's like, I'm getting kicked out of my house by my own damn sister. I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know where I'm going to put this stuff. I can't even afford a mover. So understand his position, and I'm not judging her, but understand the position he's put in and apply some empathy there, and then look at your own business and say, how can I help this guy? And yes, he's a roadblock, but he's still a person. So, and that's how you're going to reach him. That's how you'll get the solution. And hopefully you prevent, somebody from becoming homeless, and you can free up the house for sale. But I think there's a solution here, and I think the best way is to just, meet with him and play, be the good guy and offer him a lot of help. And if you can, offer him some money from her or from the estate to get moved out.
Okay.
And then, he doesn't have to be kicked out by the police on June 1st.
Right.
Chad, I always, when I hear one of these questions like the one we had last week, I always feel compelled to add that this is about 1% of the probates you're going to run into. But like any situation you're going to run into, like Chad said, try to put yourself in their position and have empathy for them, just like you do with the executor when you first reach out to them. And, I mean, you can't go wrong with that approach. And then did you have, we have two more people in the queue, but did you have a third part to that question? You said another one?
No, don't worry about it. I'll just listen to everyone else. Thanks a lot.
No, go ahead, Anthony. Was there a follow-up? We want to make sure we answer you completely. There's no hurry.
It's not a follow-up. It was about the CRM also. I was just going to ask if with the people, my leads that I have lost, instead of turning them green, is there a way we could turn them red? And so when I'm looking, I can see, red to me is dead. So, they're still in my system, but I just don't pay them any mind. Right now, when I lose the lead or they're not selling, they're the same color as everyone else.
Yeah, so we try to, what we do, Anthony, is that we use the status column to sort because color is not necessarily a real data value.
Okay.
So we use the status. It's a good idea. If anytime, guys, for anyone listening, that if you have ideas for us on the customer, on the CRM, if you go under our customer support, there's one of the options for creating a support ticket is, I forget how it's worded, but basically I have a suggestion or an idea. Mm-hmm. And those will go into kind of a development list, and we'll look at those. And if we have interest from a lot of folks, and it's obvious that we need to make some changes, then we'll do that. But
okay,
so that's kind of our idea archive. So any of you guys that have ideas on how we can make the system better and more user friendly, jump over to customer and subscriber portal. If you look in the bottom left, jump over there and create a support ticket and mark it as, system improvement idea or something like that.
Okay.
All right. Great input, Anthony. Go get them. Get the property listed. Tell her all you're going to do to help get her brother out of there. Go get it listed and then go make it happen. Good job.
Thanks.
All right. You're very welcome. Looks like Jim is back. I think that's Jim. Phone number 0883.
Hey, Jim, yes. The person that was talking about what could be done when they out in the field and someone calls them, have y'all considered looking at creating an app that we could be using on our phones? I know it would be an expense involved, I understand that. But that's a down the road possible solution for us when we're in the field, and we can then pull something up on our phones through an app.
We look at, we look at lots of different things that we can do in regard to the CRM system, and be aware that we're also sensitive to the fact that we have a lot of partners that we work with that maintain CRMs and provide those sorts of things within those. So we're kind of careful to stay within our niche, but as we expand this, I don't know that we're going to be able to not do some of the things that folks are asking us for, and we just kind of have to make a decision about whether we want to, throw a whole bunch of time and energy at really, really making the CRM rock and letting it be for way more than it is right now, which is simply a way to manage the leads and, your mailing process. So please, like Chad said earlier, please let us know via that support ticket the things that you would like to see, because that helps make that decision for us. We don't do these things blindly.
But there is kind of an interim solution. So if you, all of our websites are mobile responsive. So if you're on your phone, you can log into the subscriber portal, and then just save that to your home screen. So you'll have an icon there just like you would with an app, and when you click it, it'll take you right to the web, to the CRM, and it is mobile responsive. So it behaves a lot like an app. It's just not necessarily, an app.
Gotcha.
It's web based.
So in other words, all you'd have to do is log in, and you're there.
Yep. So when you go to the website, depending on what phone you're on, just click Add to Home Screen, and then it'll put the icon on your home screen just like it's an app.
Right. Good idea. Thanks.
Yep.
All right. Excellent. We have perfect. Thanks, Jim. Again, we have two more people in the queue. Phone number ending in 6285. You're up next.
Hi, guys. This is Donna in Denver. I don't really have a question. I just want to commend you for your support and how quickly you do respond when I do make a support ticket or send an email. And I think it was Jim that reached out to me last week just to touch base. And most companies never talk to you again once the sale is done.
Well, thank you so much. Did we lose you? We lost her mid-compliment, but you still there? You still there, Donna? Well, that's okay. You got enough of it in. We really appreciate that, guys. And we do, the four of us that started this company, we've been around real estate for a combination of 120 years, and we've seen way too many churn and burn companies. And we really made up our mind before we started this that we weren't going to be like that. We're going to be there to make this successful for you. And as corny as it sounds, I mean, we want you to succeed. We want you to be long-term customers. So I always appreciate comments like that. Thank you so much. We lost her. I think she went into a bad cell area, but we really appreciate the comment. We have one more person in the queue, and I think that'll probably wind it up for this week. Phone number ending in 8251. You're up.
Hi, my name is Joe, and I'm also in Denver, actually. And
Great.
I'm new to the group. I haven't even got my first list yet, so I'm actually signing up today, and I'll be talking to Jim after this call. But I just wanted to kind of get an idea of what I can expect when I get my first list, meaning like what would be, do most people use this as their primary lead source and their primary prospecting, and then just kind of what would be like a reasonable results or expectations in like my first 60 days?
So the cash conversion cycle on these is similar to other lead types. I mean, you're probably going to have closings in the first 90 days. Depending on, what we find is people who closely follow the system and use it the way it's designed have a pretty consistently 2% closing ratios. So if you have 100 leads, you can expect 2 closings off of those. Now, we certainly have people who blow that out of the water. But that's kind of a consistent average across the country. So if you're making the phone calls, sending the letters, you can expect probably a 2% conversion rate, which is similar to other lead types. Now, if you do things like build a referral network in nursing homes and attorneys' offices with your home estate sale companies, then you can enhance your marketing efforts with a referral network and really raise that up. And over time, each month that you do this and each deal that you do and each attorney that you meet, that conversion rate will continue to climb. So we have folks the people who really take this serious and look at it as a pillar in their business, a lot of them will actually phase out other paid lead sources. So they're running their companies on referrals and probates. And it's I'll tell you, it's the best listing business you can get. They're the most receptive, grateful people you'll ever work with.
Okay. Perfect. I just didn't know, kind of where to go from here. I'm going to be new, and I didn't know what expectations that I can look forward to, and I'm doing a couple other leads things as well in prospecting. So I didn't know, should I put 100% of my attention in this, and if I do, what kind of results should I expect? So I'm just a little nervous is all.
Yeah, I would always suggest that this be in addition to, not instead of. You want this as another pillar in your business. I certainly wouldn't just drop everything else and do this, because there's a cumulative effect here. You may be great guns out of the box. It may take you a while to get going. So, but if you look at it as extra business that you wouldn't have had otherwise, I mean, I think that's a win no matter what happens or how long it takes you to get going. Make sense?
It does. Thank you so much.
And go ahead, Chad. You had another comment. I interrupted you. No?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, guys. We're about 10 minutes over, so I thank everybody for showing up today. You took 40 minutes of your time to be here. Take one idea, one thought, one thing that you heard on today's call that inspired you. Go out and put it into action, and please come back next Thursday and share it with the group. Thank you so much, guys. Make it a great week. We will talk to you same time next Thursday. Take care.